get the recording part going here, and I will switch over the hosting to you, and then you'll be able to.
Welcome everybody.
All righty. Controls are all yours, sir. You have access to the hosting for it. And we'll let you show everybody how not to burn down their RV and save their investment.
All righty.
So share screen. We're technically challenged. And then I just share. You don't have, I guess you could have done it that way. Okay, so find your presentation down there.
We got to minimize all this. Okay, you people have to bear with me just a moment because I am technology challenged, but we got it coming up here.
And then over here.
Okay, does everybody see that? Welcome to Proteng RV Fire Safety.
Yep.
Okay, I want to thank everybody, Frank and Dolores, Cheryl. Let's see, who else do we have here? Tom, John, and Dana. iPhone, whoever iPhone is, I heard of that person before. Andy. I want to thank all you people for showing up this morning and you're going through this. It's going to be just about a half-hour presentation, and then I'm going to show about a video that's about 2 minutes long that actually shows this product in action. They mocked up a refrigerator and put a plexiglass back on it so you could actually see it happening in action. So welcome and thank you for coming. Okay, this, whoops, where do I go back? This was our momentum. This was last year at Yellowstone Lake in Yellowstone, and we were full-timers at that time. Just a few months ago, we bought a winter home here in Arizona and a much smaller travel trailer, and we will be continuing to travel in the summertime. So especially if you're full-timers, everything we owned was in that trailer pretty much, or that truck, and so something really to consider. And now we're in the small truck and the travel trailer in our e-bikes. We want it all fire protected, and it is. Bad things happen to someone else, they never happen to us. But if you have insurance, right? A lot of people say, well, I have insurance. You're losing a lot more than your RV. Could this happen to you? 20,000 RV fires every year. And if you're ever passing through the Phoenix area, you might want to stop at Arizona RV Salvage and just tell them you want to take a walk through their yard. My guesstimation, about 80–85% of those RVs in there are in there for fires and not for accidents. This is Tucson Jim. This is his truck and his reflection that caught on fire. Many of you know about that story. These people that didn't think it would happen to them. Here's a momentum in the Southern California desert last year. They were out and they're side by side having fun. And this is a close-up shot, but there's actually RVs all around them. They're all huddled up in a wagon wheel formation, and fortunately, no lives were lost. However, their 2 dogs were in the RV. It wasn't fire protected, and it burned up. On the side of the road, this is a Tiffin Phaeton, and the Jeep they're towing behind it. Our mission is to raise fire safety awareness to help prevent RV fires. How many fire extinguishers and smoke detectors do you have in your RV? Anybody, just shout out. Oh, they are? They weren't yesterday.
We got 4.
4, okay, that's Jeret. Jeret has 4 of them.
My husband just said not enough.
That's true. He's right. Especially these little popcorn fire extinguishers. They're not going to do much more than put out a popcorn fire. The other thing that most RVers don't check, are they charged? You know, after you travel down the highway with them, the chemical settles in the bottom of them. And if you don't shake them up after every journey, pretty soon that chemical turns into a rock in the bottom of that fire extinguisher, and you're going to pull that trigger when you need it, and nothing's going to come out. Something to think about. Those fire extinguishers, take them off the wall or wherever you have them. In our momentum and in our travel trailer, I have the very large ones, and we keep them right on the floor. As you know, smoke rises, so we want to be able to find them when we need them, and they're not mounted. We're not going to have to mess with any unhooking them, and during the panic, we know exactly where they are. Pick it up, pull the pin out, and shoot it at the base of the flame. Does everybody in your RV, thinking about grandkids now, does everybody know how to use an extinguisher? Is it toxic? Water causes damage. Dry chemical causes corrosion after 6 or 9 months later. Foam causes damage. Everything's going to cause damage to your RV and to you if you're breathing it. Will it hurt your pets? Will the residue damage your coach? Will it work if you aren't there? That momentum that we showed, those people were out playing for the day on their side-by-side. And has it been recalled? All very important questions when it comes to fire protection. Kitty, the #1 seller for RV fire suppression, fire extinguishing systems, has recalled 40 million fire extinguishers. You can go on the Kitty website and check your serial number and see if your extinguisher has been recalled. If you're in a 2017 or earlier model, you really want to check this. I think this recall came out in 2018. Where do fires start? The most common area in typical RV fires, refrigerator compartment. This is Angel. You guys can see me on the side screen. She's got to be the center of attention. Engine compartment, the motorized units. Now, my installation, I specialize in towables, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Because of previous back injuries and surgery, I don't do motorhomes. Battery compartment. Inverter or converter compartment. Electrical, the backside of the breaker panel, and the generator for the toy haulers. What causes a fire? What causes RV fire? Anybody? No guesses? 67% of fires are caused by electrical malfunction. Your RV has electrical in many areas. What causes your wiring to look like this? That guy and all his friends and relatives and buddies. And this, just pests climbing around inside your RV. Backside of a breaker panel there. We're all aware of the front side and the inside of our refrigerators. This is a residential, and if you're in a momentum, you have the propane electrical refrigerator. This is the back side, where the RV fires typically start. #1 cause of fire is electrical. In motorized units, the location is the engine compartment, #1. And in towables, the #1 area is the backside of the refrigerator. That's #2 in the motorized units. Propane fridges are the leading cause of RV fires. Second leading cause in towables, in motorized units. Reduce your risk, turn off the propane while traveling. Very controversial subject. Babe and I have been coast to coast with that momentum, pulling that momentum a couple times, and we do not travel with our propane on. It's never been an issue for us. Are these your batteries? Neat, clean, very organized? Or do you have something that looks more like this? Now, this was common in those cars when I was a youngster. Very common. Nowadays, it's a little different story. So regular maintenance is the key in fire safety, not just with your battery, not just with your electrical. And by the way, when you're totally disconnected from power and have everything turned off, the battery disconnect switch, everything is off in your RV, you might want to pull the cover off of your breaker panel and check those lugs and make sure they're tight at least a couple times a year, depending on how much you're moving around. If you're moving all the time, I would check them more often. Now this is a motorized unit, diesel pusher. A pinhole leak can cause a fire. Open your escape window regularly. Keep them lubricated. Grand Design recommends the talc powder in a sock and just dab it around that rubber seal. Test your smoke detectors regularly, and of course change those batteries twice a year when the clocks are going forward or the clocks are going back. Unless you're here in Arizona, then you got to figure out 2 times a year. Do you have medical restrictions? Anybody in that RV have any kind of medical restrictions that's going to keep them from bailing out that little fire escape window? In the event of a fire, I think about our situation when we were in that Momentum 376. The bedroom is upstairs all the way in the back. We have to go through the kitchen to get out the door. So if it was a kitchen fire, we would have had to go out that fire escape window. And in the Momentum, the bedroom is above the garage. It is a long way to the ground. For a couple people 69 and 70 years old, that would have been real interesting watching us get out that window. You're at risk when you're asleep. Are your smoke detectors working? Do they have fresh batteries? When you're not there, you're safe. But what about your grandkids or your kids, your pets? Do you leave them in the RV? I told you those 2 people in that Momentum in Southern California last year lost their dogs. In an RV fire, seconds count, and it's literally seconds. That's not exaggerated. What if the fire could be slowed down, stopped, prevented entirely, automatically suppressed without the risk of human error? Human error, remember we talked about that product in the bottom of that extinguisher turned into a rock traveling around the country, or somebody that just doesn't know how to work a fire extinguisher. They don't know that you're supposed to point it at the base of the flame and not at the flame itself. Introducing Thea, tube plus heat equals instant action by Proteng. Proteng assets protecting lives. Get fire protected, Thea by Proteng. Proteng was born in the auto racing industry in Europe. Doosan had his chemist design this tube to go underneath the hood of his race cars. He owned a race car factory in Europe, and that was where this idea first came from. It's a patented fire suppression system. Before they opened a factory here in Florida, here in the US, it was in Europe, Japan, Canada, and Australia. It was brought to the US about 2 years ago. And this is what the tubes look like. This is an automatic fire suppression tube with a measured amount of liquid gas extinguishing a clean agent. By clean, It's not going to cause any residual damage to your RV. It's safe for you to breathe. I mean, I wouldn't suggest breathing it, but it's safe for you and your pets. It's not going to harm you. It's a clean agent in every regard. It's also a clean agent for our environment. It doesn't deplete the ozones or anything like that. Thea responds to heat. As temperature increases, the liquid turns to a gas, then the gas expands and becomes pressurized. At the same time, the polyamide tube begins to soften, causing the tube to rupture, releasing the extinguishing agent with a force of over 300 psi to a precise area with the highest temperature. It is activated in milliseconds. I mean, you just can't see it. Even when I'm at a rally and I do a live demonstration, you try to hold your eyes open and see it. It makes a very loud noise, sounds like a shotgun going off, so it will wake you up if you're asleep, you and 20 RVs on either side of you. If you hear that boom, you want to get up, get dressed, go outside and see what activated that tube. That's the video.
Just click past.
Oh, we're going to do the video at the very end that shows the tube in action. The areas Proteng will protect: your refrigerator compartment, water heater compartment, generator battery compartment, breaker panel, fuse box, inverter, converter, and engine area for those having them installed in a motorized unit. Here's one in it's probably a diesel pusher over the battery and a lot of electrics. Okay, this is the refrigerator in our Momentum 376, and you can see the end of the tube. We put it in a horseshoe shape up above the opening here, and where the heat would rise and it would capture the greatest amount of heat to 160 degrees. There's two different tubes. One's a standard duty and that it activates at 160 degrees, 158 degrees. And the other one is a heavy duty tube for the motorized units, the diesel pushers and stuff. And it activates at 194, 195 degrees. And this was our water heater, small tube. This is in a Momentum 376. Now here it is in the generator compartment and battery area. We have two batteries there. You can see the tube extends through the wall into the generator area directly over the fuel lines that feed the generator. So that's protected also. And it loops around up over the top of this area, the space in here where the electrics are at, up on top of that area. How much is your safety worth? Or your RV, or disc brakes. I had disc brakes put on this rig. Actually, it was about $3,700, but $3,500 is what I paid for those brakes. $3,700. New tires. I had the Goodyear G614 tires put on there before we found out about the salins. New tires, a little over $4,000. Fire suppression system. I paid $1,700 for mine. I wasn't at a rally and I didn't get the rally discount. For those that you, from a Grand Design, that want to get fully fire protected, the discount price is $14.95. That includes installation, tax, everything. That's out the door. That's what your check would be wrote for, or your credit card or whatever. $14.95 for all the areas that an RV fire typically starts in a towable. Now, Grand Design travel trailers and smaller RVs are going to be a little less, but this is for the big Grand Design Solitudes, Momentums, things.
And since there's no rally going on right now, they can contact you and see which rally you're going to be at next, and where about in between they could set up an appointment like the gal in Oregon did.
Yes. Oh, and this is my assistant, Vanna White. I mean, oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. This is my wife, Babe Mooney. And yes, you can contact me. I will be at the NorCal rally. I'll be in Colorado for the get together. I've already got a couple installations scheduled there. I will be at the Idaho rally,
You'll be in
and
Oregon.
I'll be in Oregon, up near Portland, Sandy, Oregon, doing an installation there for a grand design owner that's already contacted me.
And possibly Texas.
And yeah, and possibly we'll be leaving Idaho, and we're going to go to Glacier National Park because Babe's never been there. And then we're going to go down to the Texas rally. So if you're at any point in between and you can't make it to a rally, anywhere close to in between, get a hold of me. Let's see if we can get something worked out where I can come to you and get this fire protection installed in your rig.
Okay, so on the video now. Escape.
Oh,
Escape.
okay.
Escape.
Oh yeah, I'm
Browse-
technology
browse-
challenged.
Browser. Video. There.
Okay, so this is the video on showing the tube in action, how fast it happened, boom, and the fire's out. These tubes are small enough. They can be installed exactly where the RV fires typically start. And that's one of the advantages of it. So here we go. Campers, here we go.
You don't need to go back to the slideshow. You were done, so you just talk now.
Okay, so anyway, you saw that fire was out before the smoke detector even went off. And at this point, I would like to ask anybody who has any questions.
How long
Anybody?
does it take you when you're at a rally to install a full system?
Hour and a half, 2 hours. The front cargo bay needs to be cleared out. I need to get in there, and the generator area, as long as I can get up in the top of it, have access to that. But that front cargo bay, my whole body has to get up in there, so I need that completely cleaned out. I have to take that partition wall down, that access panel, to get in there to install that one, because that one in your front cargo bay, your pass through, it actually loops around back in there behind your breaker panel also. One big long tube takes care of several areas back there. Your automatic transfer switch, your inverter, converter, your backside of your breaker panel, all that's covered with one really large tube.
No. You got a couple questions in your chat box. When you're going to be in Sandy, Oregon? You got somebody that lives outside Salem. And when are you going to be in Benson, Arizona?
Benson, we're real close to Benson right now.
I'm in Sahuarita. I'm just down the road from Benson.
Wait, Benson, Arizona?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Benson.
Yeah, I'm half hour away from Benson.
Yeah, bring up your chat box on the Zoom.
Babe's pulling it up. She's on her computer because
That's Tom that's asking about Benson and Cheryl for Sandy, Oregon.
We're going to be in Portland.
I'm going to be in Portland right after the NorCal rally, or not in Portland, but Sandy.
Which is where they're talking about.
That will be what, in Sandy? Oh, is Cheryl the person I've already been communicating with in Sandy?
No, we live at, just right outside of Salem. So we're south of Sandy, south of Portland.
Okay.
Close enough.
Tentatively, I plan on being there around September 14th.
I-
Would that work for you, Sarah?
Did we get a discount from our insurance company for having the fire suppression? We should, you would think. We don't have a question, JC. We just have a comment. It is, in having those fire suppressants installed was the single best thing that we ever did to our reflection.
For peace of mind.
We have no worries. Let something break, it's okay. If it catches on fire, I'm not worried that we'll leave it and come back to the fried version of the reflection. So I wanted to say that meeting you and having you install that is the single best thing we've ever done.
Oh, that's
I,
great. Thank you.
I'm glad you shared that. I'm sitting here watching you two in this little thumbnail sketch of a picture I have over here on the side, and I'm thinking they look familiar to me. I think,
Yes.
what kind of questions is she going to ask? I already installed in their unit.
Great memory, yes. That
Well,
was
I don't know about that. I get accused of having a short memory all the time, but yeah.
two rallies ago in Las Vegas, and you came, you didn't have all of the parts necessary, and you came to the house to finish the job.
I remember that. I remember that. Yep. And that was the first rally that I did in Vegas. Shit, I think it was the first Vegas rally. And I ran out of tubes. Yeah, I ran out of product. I had to wait for them to be shipped out from Florida. And
Okay.
yeah,
And
I wasn't expecting that kind of response. So I was way short on product, but I got everybody taken care of. So
yeah, you did. I know I think we're the last one before you had to blow out of town, but everywhere we go and everyone we talk to, we tell them about this fire suppression system. And we are probably your best walking billboard that is possible.
all right. Well, thank you very much. And I'm going to give you my contact information, everybody, when we finish here in just a second.
So
JC, one of the other questions Tom's asking is, do you know if insurance companies would give a discount if you have this installed?
he's asking.
Yeah, that's the question we were going to next there. Tom asked it. We understand that somebody with a diesel pusher, with Newmar diesel pushers, I don't know who their insurance was through because I got this information secondhand from the owners of Proteng, but that their insurance company did offer them some kind of discount. So you would have to check with your carrier. Now that was a year ago, so I'm thinking probably more insurance carriers are now offering it. And I don't know. I haven't even checked with our own we have Progressive, and I haven't even checked with them. So, and next question, Frank and Dolores. Oh, I'm sorry.
Anywhere near South Dakota.
Anywhere near South Dakota? No, I'm not. Bobby and Marcia Bechtold are also Grand Design owners, and they do presentations and install. And I know they travel back east each year. Actually, they're from back east. They come out to California each year to see their grandkids. So they may travel through South Dakota. But I would just ask, where are you at in South Dakota? Are you near Rapid City?
That's Andy.
Andy?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm on the eastern side of the state, but we could travel, make a trip for a couple days or something if it's going to be the other side of the state or even Minnesota or.
Okay, and Babe has put, actually she put my personal email.
Because you're so personable.
I was gonna, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna give you my cell phone number. If you can go ahead and type that in there. So here's my contact information. She's already put my email address, and Why don't you go ahead and put the Proteng R-V at fire dash
Yeah, too
protection.
fast.
It's up, it should be up there in the chat window.
Maybe after we get off the call, we could follow up with Tom, Andy, and about scheduling.
Just give them the right email address. So,
Okay.
and for those of you writing, it's R-V Victor at fire-protected.com. Wait a minute, wait. fire-protected.com/RV.
No, that's just for the website.
Oh, okay. We're good there.
Andy,
Okay, and what was your phone number again?
916-995-2386. And please don't hold it against me because that's a California phone number. I got my final paycheck at 1:30 in the afternoon. By 3:30, we were headed for the state line.
if you then he can talk about installations.
Or anybody that has any
Yeah,
questions.
I just meant because they had questions there.
How do I get back to my screen?
Anybody else got any more questions about the fire suppression for JC?
Leave it right there.
We should check with our insurance company to see if they will give us a discount too.
Any questions?
Depends on each insurance company.
Do you sell the tubes individually and just ship them to people rather than install and have like a little diagram on how to do it yourself install? Or do you prefer that it actually be installed by an installer?
Thank you, Jeret, for asking that. The company did try to do self-install, and they just weren't being installed correctly, and they were, the company, it got cost prohibitive for them replacing tubes. So now it has to be a certified installer for the warranty to be active. And I'm glad you asked that. I meant to cover that and forgot. Also, a lot of people, because the refrigerator is 67% of the RV fires, a lot of people maybe can't swing the financial end of the entire package, but they want their refrigerator protected. I will install a refrigerator if I'm at a rally and you happen to be there. I will install it, and but there's not a discount on the product like there is at the rally special. That's for the full package install. And so there's that option also. And some people may have other areas they want fire protected for whatever reason. One guy wanted his garage fire protected because of his motorcycle. Very pricey, but it's his money, so.
You can do custom install.
Yeah, you can do, we can install it, fire protection, wherever you want it. Their Deshaun and Nicole have moved on from the RVs. They've kind of let us take over, Bobby and Marcia and all of us. They've moved on to airplanes and
Boats.
the marine industry. Another big one, Halon used to be real common in both of those, but it's outlawed now. So it's Proteng's the only clean agent out there. Any other questions? By the way, this package deal, I thought it had it total. Well, just the product alone, that you're receiving the discount off of is normally $1,600.16. No, I'm sorry, $1,616. And with the discount, installation and everything, it's only $1,495. Anybody else?
I think that's good.
Questions?
Looks like that's it. If you want to turn the host back over to me, and then I'll close out the recording for it.
Thank you, Jeret.
No problem.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody that attended. I appreciate it.
How do you?
We'll see you at rallies.
Just put your mouse over my video, and where the little three dots are up in the corner, just right click on that and then go to where it says make host.
Oh, you didn't just share?
No.
We don't have three dots.
Yep, right up on my part of the video.
Yeah. Oh, right here, maybe?
Are
Recording.
you on a Mac, Jared?
Nope, I don't have a mouse on.
No.
Oh,
a,
yeah.
Mac computer.
Oh, a Mac computer? No, I won't own one of those.
Well, there, no. Make host, so make host?
Yes.
No, not Tom,
Why is it saying going to Tom?
because that's whose picture was up there.
Okay.
You gotta put it on Jared's picture.
Yeah, you
I'm
got-
on Jared.
if it's just showing that up in the very right-hand corner, click on gallery view where you can bring up everybody's picture.
There it is. Okay.
And then scroll down.
Mhm.
There it is. Okay. Nah, we don't want Jeret back on there.
Okay.
Okay, that should be you, Jeret.
Yep.
All right.
Well,
Thank you.
guys for coming out and enjoying your first virtual rally. How many rallies of ours have you guys been to now?
Oh,
Not including just as a participant and then just as a vendor, but total.
and I lost
we
count.
were
I think, well, that's all rallies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at the national rally last year. Yeah, I lost count. I don't know. Been to Vegas twice, the Central California, Northern California twice, Southern California once.
Yeah, I think you've been
Vegas.
to our Oregon ones.
No, I haven't been to
that's
the
where
Oregon
we
yet.
were going to
You
go
haven't been to our Oregon one?
No.
No.
Oh, we got to get you to Oregon. You better
Yeah, we
bring
wanted
more
to go.
if you come to Oregon.
Yeah, I had talked with you about it, but now it's canceled. So
Yep, next year. You got to bring some more
Washington.
product to that one.
yeah.
Well, thank you
Okay.
guys for coming out to that one. And for everyone, Babe is actually going to be our next seminar. So
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about SkyMed. So if you're traveling around the country and something goes haywire, she's going to show you how to get things taken care of, get your RV taken care of, and you really don't have a whole lot to worry about other than taking care of family. SkyMed will take care of all the rest of the logistics for you. So that one is 10:30.
All right.
45 minutes.
We'll be
Yep.
back.
We will see everybody 10:30 Pacific time. So for those that are in other time zones, that's roughly about 45 minutes.
Okay. And for those that were on the presentation, if you want to get a hold of me and you didn't get the information, the contact information, just shoot a message to Jeret. How do I get a hold of JC? He's got all my contact information.
Yep. And they do have their rally flyer on the Facebook group. It's in there. It shows their discount price as well.
All righty. Thank you, Jeret.